Wooly and I have been working really hard trying to capture life here at JBFC. We've been visiting with the girls, we've gone to the school, we've watched them do chores, we've done all kinds of things, but we are trying to embrace this experience here in Tanzania, and we've ventured beyond the campus grounds to see what life is like in the village of Katongo. Katongo is just beyond JBFC. It's about 10,000 people in a fairly small area. And the other night we got invited to the home of one of the workers here in JBFC that live in Katongo. So we kind of walked through the village, and that in and of itself was an amazing experience, just to see how many people live in this area and what their evenings are like. We walked by an outdoor pool hall, and we walked by people going about their daily routines of getting ready for dinner. We arrived at Miriam's home, who is someone who works here at JBFC, and her daughter Christina also works here at JBFC, and they invited us in for a meal. Something you have to learn about Tanzania is they have a culture of hospitality, and there's really no word to describe it other than karibu. Karibu means welcome in Swahili, but when they say it, it's almost like an order, like you must be welcomed. You have to do whatever you've been karibu'd to do, and in this case it was to sit and eat way too much food. And it was such a touching experience, because we were in a room that was probably smaller than most, the interiors of most small cars, and there were 5 adults and 2 children from JBFC that came with us, and we were all squeezed into this tiny room, and the table took up most of the room, and it was just laden with plates and plates and mounds of food. And it was just so amazing that these people that we don't know, that we can barely communicate with, because my Swahili is still very rudimentary. Wooly does a little bit better than I do, but we communicate a lot through gestures and relying on the children to help us, who speak more English than we speak Swahili. But it was so kind of them. They started us off with a traditional Swahili, I guess, fare, a traditional Tanzanian fare. They served us chai tea that was like really sweet, delicious tea, and also these fried bread that looked kind of like donuts, and that was like your first course, and you were karibu'd, which means start eating, and if you don't eat, they will karibu you again until you just eat and eat until you're too full. And then came the main course, and that was, she served us 2 different dishes, meat dishes, which is something that they don't have a whole lot of here. And so it was so kind that, they gave us so much food, and probably more food than they have in several days, that they generously shared with us. And then so we ate until we couldn't eat anymore, and then they karibu'd us, and we had to eat a little bit more. And then that by then night was falling. They lit a little gas lamp, and then they invited us into their little courtyard, and we had a little dance party with the children by the light of the fire, and a little stereo that they had that played a tape over and over again. And Miriam is this beautiful older woman, and her face, just the camera loves her. So hopefully you'll see this beautiful picture that Wooly took of her, where you can see the kind of the orange glow on the rest of the crowd, and she's just washed in light, and she's looks like an angel. But she was an angel that night for sure, welcoming us into our home. Her daughter was great. We had such a wonderful time, and we were all stuffed walking back by flashlight to campus, and immediately went to sleep. But it's been such a wonderful thing to be able to meet with the people of the village, to meet with these native Tanzanians and see how they spend their days and nights. And they've been so very welcoming. They've karibu'd us near to death, and we just very much appreciate all of their hospitality.